I should have finished this video days ago, but I've been dilly-dallying, and now I am being reminded and urged spiritually to finish this video, and I have to comply because, wow, if you as humans think you are safe, you had better truly think again, especially those in the black race. This morning, March the 1st, about 1:30 a.m. to 2 a.m., after getting up to use the washroom and going back to bed, I closed my eyes and all I saw was this ball of fire like that on the screen that you're seeing shooting up into the southeastern sky of Ontario that caused me to quickly open my eyes. I did not want to see that distraction at all. I will not analyze this vision because visions I cannot pinpoint. Therefore, I do not know if there's going to be some kind of explosion in Ontario, British Columbia, California, or Alaska. Therefore, I am going to leave this vision alone, like I said. After seeing the ball of fire in the southeastern Ontario, someone held my hand like that in the picture. I did not see the person, but the hand would not let go of my hand. Thus, I'm going to leave this vision alone as well because I really don't know what that means. Some visions are scary for me, therefore, I leave them alone. I know there's more to come here on Earth because the atmosphere of Earth spiritually has and have changed, and this is hard for me to explain. Otherwise, for humans, you know what? Let me leave it alone because humans truly do not know. They've ruined life here on Earth more than critically. Now, on March the 2nd to the 6th, I have to talk about these dreams. This is why I have, and the heavens opened up and flooded the earth. On the 2nd of March, I dreamt this, I'll call it the sea. And there was a white gentleman on the sea. Um, he was in a boat and he was putting this thing inside of the water. How I would explain it, it's like Dune, the creature of Dune or something like that, that came up out of the earth, but it wasn't as long. Um, he was putting something like that in the water, and there was this blue whale that was in the water, and it looks as if that thing killed the blue whale, and it's a huge blue whale, really huge, and you could see the eyes of the blue whale. So I don't know what that dream represent, and I'm going to leave it alone. um on the 4th, I was more dreaming about death and the happenings that I see. Um and family wise, I know there's going to be more deaths in my family. Um, just yesterday, which was the 5th of March, I dreamt I was high up, and there was these two white men that was high up as well. It's like far up. I'm not gonna get too much into that dream because I know what that dream means. Because in the dream also you had young black men on stairwell in the stairwell, and they were like playing dominoes, and I know what that means. It means that the young black youths of today globally have and has wasted their life. They've gambled their life away. They played it away. And if you were to see the state that they were in, you would be shocked. Truly, truly shocked. Um, the day before that, which was um, the 4th, I dreamt. Was it the 4th? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was the 4th. I dreamt the earth, not the earth, but the sky just opened up and there was like so much rain coming down. So I know there's going to be more flooding here on earth. Insofar as the lands that's going to be flooded, I cannot tell you because I do not know. It's just that there's going to be more flooding. There's more disasters that way and more death. This morning, well, early this morning, as it is now 5:30 in the morning, um, and I've been up earlier. I dreamt my sister, and I was telling her Denroy Morgan passed away, um, and and he was from Maypen, and I was thinking about my family, because my family, I'm from the Morgan side of the family, so I was wondering if he was well, all the Morgans are related to us because we're from Clarendon and some are from St. Catharines. So I'm not going to get into that aspect of the dream because and then she began to tell me about my uncle and my uncle's casket because my uncle passed away recently. So and I could not attend that funeral, and I will explain why I could not go to that funeral as well. Um, she was telling me that when they were carrying my uncle, the casket was lifting up, and then my mother came. So I know what that dream means as well. It means there's going to be more death in my family, which is fine. I know. As well as the dead is going to start rising up. There's going to be more death toll globally as to what's happening worse than before because 2032 is a critical year for those who are of life. Um, I will not explain that because I did explain it in another book already. So I will not explain it in this video. Um, oh, wow. It's like I've only written one book so far for 2032 sorry, not 2032. I don't know why I'm saying 2032. I've only written one book in 2022, and that book is called The History of White People. That is available on Lulu right now. I don't know if well, hopefully later on in the year I will put out more books, but I don't know to what's going on, to what I'm seeing. As humans, we really need to take a stock and look at ourselves and see and know where we're going. Now, yesterday I was writing, like I write on paper, and I was asking God. Before I asked God, I told God that I am so disgusted in Black people. Black people is so disgusting. And I asked God if He was disgusted by Black people, you know. And the reason why I told God that I was so disgusted in Black people and asked God if He's disgusted in Black people is because of the happenings that's in Jamaica. Every day you go to the internet and like I look at vlogs of Jamaica, and the more I go, you know, look at vlogs, it's the more death you see. You see how guns are being carried into Jamaica. You see the scamming. It's everything is so disgusting. It is so disgusting how Jamaicans have and has become. Therefore, I can comprehend why God say that will not allow me to go into that land. God did deem Jamaica unclean, and we've Jamaicans have come that far to be deemed by God Himself has an unclean place. Therefore, Jamaica is modern day Sodom. It's like worse than Sodom and Gomorrah in my book, to what the people are doing to each other, killing each other. Then they turn around and blame everybody else. And it's them. They are the problem. Right now, to what I see future wise for Black people in that dream with those young youths, Black youths, Black people have no future with God, because day in and day out we take away our life from God. You know, God gave us a beautiful name and we've destroyed that name. We have a beautiful land and we've destroyed that land. We've destroyed ourselves for what? What? What purpose does guns serve? What purpose does violence serve? What purpose does evil serve apart from death? We are told the wages of sin is death. And every human on the face of this planet live for death? Come on now. When do we as Black people wake up and say enough is enough and start living morally, taking pride in ourselves instead of just being just this violent, disgusting race of people? You know, we talk about Black people being kings and queens, but at the rate we're going, ooh, the way I look at it, we were never kings and queens. And as Africans, you in Africa, the people in Africa, you all need to start telling the truth, because you keep death alive. You keep the lies of the Bible alive. You keep the lies of the white race alive. You know, and it's time for you to stop. We are Blacks. We are not white. We cannot live death's way or the white way of life. We have to live the right way. And right now, we don't have the right way. Right now, Black people don't have a future with God. No one, billions don't have a future with God. And it's time for the truth to be told. Further, I've talked about what God has asked me for. God has asked me to write a book, and it took a while in doing so, but I did write that book. Two of them, actually. The books are called, well, the book is the new book of knowledge, as written by Michelle and Lovey God. I had to put God's name on that book because the title of the book is what God wanted from me. So therefore, God got it. So therefore, I put God's name on that book, as a writer of that book. In that book, it tells you the cost of each sin, which nation is going to be saved and which nation is not going to be saved. A lot of things have been clarified in that book, and it's imperative for you to know. With me seeing death, not seeing, but my sister telling me that my uncle's casket was raising, I know the death toll here on earth is going to rise exponentially. I know who's saved from who's not saved. Like I said, God got that book for me. Therefore, it is imperative. I'm urging you to get that book, because a lot of people in on this earth is banking on Jesus, saying, well, Jesus died to save them. And I'm telling you categorically, without a lie or a doubt, no one can die to save you. That individual have to live to save you. That individual have to tell God some of their good goals towards saving you. Now, the question that I ask in this day and time, if Jesus died, does Jesus know you? Does Jesus know you? Did Jesus write a book and say, Angela Simmons, Russell Peters, Devontae Brown, you know, your name is in my book, the book of the saved. None of you, no one on the face of this planet can find a book like that to say that Jesus wrote that book and have your name listed in that book to be saved from then until now. Now, I've also talked about life. You also need to know about life and death. And I've told you, and I've said in countless books, God is not the bitch for humans. God ano pupunene. So I don't know why humans listen to religion and turn God into pupunene. God, life cannot take from death. However, death can take from life. And God, the true and living God, would never ever bow down to death by sacrificing a child of life unto death to save wicked and evil people. You've done all your wickedness in the world, and then you're expecting God to say, oh, don't worry. Continue to do all your wickedness. I'm going to let my son die for you because I'm death's bitch. No, God is not that way. Every human on the face of this planet is accountable for their own sins. Every sin come at a cost. So therefore, know the cost of your sins. Some sins are not forgiven, cannot be forgiven. Once you disobey God, and this is what the black race has not figured out yet, we have a black God. We have our own God. But it is us that has and have given up our own God to live like fools. Therefore, the black race cannot be any better. Earth is already judged. Judged, judged, judged. Therefore, you as humans are going to have to pay for your sins. Once the flesh dies, it is then many of you guys find out how long you're going to be spending in hell. Because every sin that you commit here on earth, it's not your flesh that pays for that sin. It is your spirit. It is when you die, you know where you're going to go. Therefore, I've told you in other books, the life that you live here on earth determines where you go once your spirit shed the flesh. So once the spirit shed the flesh, if your name is not written in the book of life, that's it. Once you walk away from God here on earth, God has nothing to do with you. This is why I keep saying and writing in some of my different books, Africans need to tell the truth. You cannot let blacks in the West die alongside your lies, the lies that you keep, because everybody's saying, well, all blacks came from Africa. Not all blacks came from Africa. Death came out of Africa. And it's time you let people know. If you know the origins, you as Africans, because I'm getting pissed now. If you as Africans say you're black and you know the origins of black people, tell the bleeping truth. Don't let the people in the West die because of your lies. You condone in your lies. You can't live up to what blackness is. You can't tell the truth of what your ancestors did in the past. You don't even know. You can't even tell how black people came about. Therefore, you live in lies, you die in lies, and you let people believe in the bullshit of tribalism when there is no. You know what? Let me stop, because if I continue, I'll cuss out every African, reckless and rude, because you people are so damn lie. No wonder Africa is the way it is. You know, you cannot live for religion because religion is not of God. You cannot live by the Bible because the Bible is not of God. Black people, you really need a wake up call, because as it is right now, from what I'm seeing, the whole friggin' black population from Africa go all the way back is doomed. There's no place for you in God's kingdom. And this is truly sad. You know, we as blacks say we are of God and this, and we don't even know our own black God. We don't even know that when we give up God, that's it. God walk away from all of us. God has nothing to do with us. The nastiness we give up God for is what God leave us to. You know, it's time we stop hating on each other, breeding hate, blaming everybody. It's time we step up to the plate and say, enough is enough. Let me put away this bullshit, you know, and start living as a united race of people. If you want to be saved, you don't any one of you guys know that the savior of life, God has chosen someone in the black race to save his people. The devil knows this. This is why we live in disunity. We can't live together. We have to kill each other. And the more we kill each other, is the further goes away from us. The more we kill each other, is the more God will say, oh, that's it. You know, I've had it. I've had it with the black race. I've had it with the black race, to the way, to how we live, the way we do things. You know, when you look on the internet, you see some, especially those in Jamaica, oh, they're quarreling and cussing and going on. You know, for every negative action, there is a reaction. Look at some of you guys. You guys are tattooed freaks and you don't even know what a tattoo represent. All that is negative we in the black race have and has done, without knowing that there is a consequence to us as a people, the land we live in as well. You know, we need to break free. We need to break free. So, like I said, the new book of knowledge, as written by Michelle and Lovely God, get it, get it, get it. It is imperative that you know the cost of each sin. It is imperative you know what constitutes sins. It's imperative you know where you are going to be once your spirit shed the flesh. Because if you continue to believe in that Jesus bank, you ain't gonna be saved. Because like I said, God are not pooping in it for humans, and God would never ever bow down to death. Life cannot bow down to death. Life cannot take life from death, because death is not life. The job of death is to kill you, and this is what death is doing. Death have their own race of people, and they are killing us. We as humans need to know the truth. And if you think by going to church and paying your tithes and singing la 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 is going to save you, you would truly better think again. And on that note, I am going to leave off, because I'm getting hot headed. And if I get too hot headed, trust me, I'll cuss out everybody. Cuss out everybody.